Narendra Damodardas Modi was born on the 17th of September 1950 in Vadnagar, a small town in the state of Gujarat in western India. He was not born into a rich or powerful family. His father ran a small tea stall near the local railway station, and his mother worked hard at home to keep the family going. There were many children and very little money, so every rupee had value. The sounds of trains, the smell of boiling tea, and the chatter of travelers formed the soundtrack of his childhood. From the beginning, Modi's world was about survival, discipline, and learning how to work hard without complaining. As a boy, Narendra balanced school with work. He helped his father at the tea stall, serving hot cups of chai to passengers and locals. Later, he and his brother are said to have run their own small tea stall at the station. The tiny glass cups he washed, the coins he counted, and the customers he spoke to were his first lessons in business and communication. While other children might have relaxed after school, he stood near the tracks, breathing in smoke and steam, calling out to potential customers. This early experience taught him that effort is necessary and that nothing is guaranteed without work and school. Modi was not considered a brilliant academic student, but teachers and classmates remember him as active in debates and theater. He liked taking part in plays and often chose strong, larger-than-life roles. Speaking on stage gave him confidence, and debates sharpened his ability to argue and persuade. He also loved reading and spent time in the local library, exploring books about leaders, saints, and history. These habits slowly built a foundation for the public speaker he would later become as he grew older. Narendra Modi became interested in spirituality, service, and national issues. In his teenage years, he became associated with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh (RSS), volunteer-based organization focused on cultural and social work. He left home for periods of time, traveling, attending camps, and learning discipline, organization, and teamwork. For a while, he lived a simple, almost monk-like life away from comfort, focusing on service and ideology. This phase hardened his will and connected him with a wide network of activists and organizers. Over time, Modi moved more deeply into public life. He worked as an organizer for the RSS and later entered mainstream politics through the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP). Instead of jumping directly to the top, he spent years in the background, planning campaigns, coordinating strategies, and traveling from town to town. He was known inside the organization as a hard-working, detail-focused planner. As he rose through the party ranks, he built a reputation for discipline and for being able to manage complex political tasks behind the scenes. In 2001, a major change came in his career. Narendra Modi was chosen to become the Chief Minister of Gujarat, one of India's most industrial states. He took the position at a time of political instability. The job was demanding. He had to deal with issues of development, governance, and law and order. In 2002, the state experienced terrible communal riots that left deep scars and drew intense criticism and controversy, both inside India and abroad. The events of that year remain heavily debated and are a difficult part of his story. For many, they raised serious questions. For others, they became part of a larger political narrative. What is certain is that this period tested Modi's leadership and shaped how the world viewed him in the years that followed. Modi focused strongly on projecting Gujarat as a place of economic growth and efficiency. His government emphasized infrastructure, electricity, roads, and attracting investment. Large business gatherings, branded as vibrant Gujarat summits, were used to show the state as a destination for industry and business. Supporters highlighted improvements in power supply, road networks, and industrial growth. Critics argued about inequalities and raised concerns about human rights and minority protections. Yet by the late 2000s, Modi had become a nationally recognized figure. Often described by supporters as a leader who could get things done by 2013. The BJP chose Narendra Modi as its prime ministerial candidate for the 2014 national elections. For a boy who had once served tea at a station, this was a huge journey. His campaign message focused on development, jobs, and strong leadership. He promised a better tomorrow and used the slogan, "Ek Din, Good Days." Modern campaign tools. Social media, huge rallies, and a powerful personal brand helped him connect with voters. especially the youth and the urban middle class. Many people were frustrated with corruption scandals and slow growth, and they saw in him someone decisive and energetic. In May 2014, Narendra Modi's party won a clear majority in the Indian parliament, and he became the 14th Prime Minister of India. It was a historic moment. He was the first Prime Minister born after India's independence, and his party had won a single-party majority for the first time in 3 decades. In his speeches, he often referred to his humble background, telling crowds that a chawala, a tea seller, could now stand at the center of power. For millions who had humble beginnings themselves, this felt symbolic and emotionally powerful. As Prime Minister, Modi's government launched several high-profile initiatives. Campaigns like Make in India, Digital India, Swachh Bharat, Clean India, and Startup India aimed to boost manufacturing, encourage digital services, improve cleanliness, and support entrepreneurship. Welfare schemes expanded access to bank accounts, cooking gas connections, toilets, and housing for the poor. Supporters pointed to rising infrastructure, new airports, highways, metro lines, and a growing global profile for India as signs that the country was moving forward. Under his leadership, India's economy grew, and the country climbed in global economic rankings, with government ministers and reports citing reductions in poverty levels over time. At the same time, his years in power have also brought criticism and concern. Opponents and many independent observers have raised issues about press freedom, treatment of minorities, political polarization, and the strength of democratic institutions. Some laws and decisions, such as changes to the status of Jammu and Kashmir or citizenship rules, sparked protests and intense national debate. Large farmers' protests and the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic also became points of contention. For many Indians, Modi is a strong, visionary leader. For others, he is a deeply divisive figure. His story is very much a living, continuing story rather than a closed chapter. In 2019, he was re-elected with another large majority, confirming his dominant position in Indian politics. In 2024, he led his party and its allies to power again, this time as the head of a coalition government. This made him one of the longest-serving prime ministers in India's history. During these years, he oversaw major infrastructure projects, such as new airports, expressways, and rail links connecting remote regions with the rest of the country. India's international profile grew as it hosted global summits and played a bigger role in discussions about trade, climate, and security. For your viewers, the inspirational part of Narendra Modi's life lies mainly in the first half of his journey. A child born in a struggling family, helping at a tea stall, studying in modest schools, and then slowly climbing through layers of social work and politics to reach the top of the government. Arc shows how far determination can carry a person. His story is often told as proof that even in a vast and complex country, someone from a humble background can become head of government through persistence, communication, and careful image building. But his story also invites reflection. Rising to the top brings not only admiration, but also responsibility and intense scrutiny. The same qualities that helped him climb, strong will, sharp messaging, and a powerful personality are seen by critics as possible risks for institutions and pluralism, if not balanced. This makes his story of riches more than just a motivational tale. It is also a case study in how power can be used and how it is judged by history. In simple terms, Narendra Modi's journey from tea seller to prime minister is a story about the power of hard work, the force of personal branding, and the changing possibilities in modern democracies. Whether people admire him, oppose him, or feel something in between, his life shows that one does not need to be born into a palace to reach one. The deeper riches in his story are not just the official house he lives in, but the experiences he gained along the way, the feel of coins in a small hand at a station, the sweat of organizing at the grassroots level, and the weight of knowing that millions listen whenever he speaks.